Hi, welcome back to the 12 Mini Makes of Christmas. You might have a little bit of a guess as to what we're making by what's hanging behind me. Today's session we're going to be making pom-poms and turning them into garlands. So we're going to get started, but as always, all of the resources and information you need to help you with this are on our Nature School page on the PECT website, or you can find it all as part of this series. Hopefully you've already taken part in some of our previous activities, so shall we get started on our pom-poms today? Okay, so pom-pom making, really simple and a little bit of wool magic. You don't have to have a specific pom-pom maker to be able to make your own pom-poms. All you need is some cardboard, your wool and a pair of scissors, and that is it. So I've already cut a piece of my cardboard out, so we'll get rid of that, into a shape. What we're going to do is just going to cut a slit in there like that, and we're just going to cut that bit out. Now the size you make your pom-pom maker is the size of your pom-poms. So I'm going to make this side a little bit smaller because I don't want it that big. And then just chop a little bit off that side, and I'm going to make this a little bit deeper because then I can get some more wool in there. Okay, so that's it. That's all you need made out of cardboard and obviously your wool. So unravel it a little bit because otherwise you'll get all tangled up if you unravel it too much, but you need enough to get started. So you're just going to hold your wool in place. You want to leave a little gap at the end of your cut there, because what we need to do is we need to be able to thread some wool back down there to be able to tie it up to make our pom-pom. Now as you wind it round, don't wind it round too tightly because otherwise you'll bend the cardboard into the middle. Try and wind it round nice and evenly across the cardboard. So you can start to see what size my pom-pom is going to be. And even though I'm not doing it tightly, the card is bending. So just keep an eye on that, just to make sure that you don't bring it together too much, because otherwise you'll have an uneven pom-pom. So keep unraveling that wool. And in a matter of seconds, rather than minutes, you can get quicker at this as you gain your confidence. You've got a bit of a mini ball of wool on your piece of cardboard, so making sure you can still see that gap right in that corner there, that's really important. If you can't see that, your pom-pom is not going to work. So once you're happy, and that is about how thick and full you want your pom-pom to be, then cut the end of your wool off, and then just cut a little piece of wool off. Now if you've got some offcuts, that's brilliant, that we kept from other crafts. You don't need to cut this piece off, and you need to thread it through that gap all the way through, and then you're going to bring it up the inside here, and we're going to pull it really tight. So we're going to tie it off. Now if you remember those reef knots, then use your reef knot, because that's not going to come undone easily. Okay. So we're going to tie that off nice and tight, just like that. And then we're going to slide it off the cardboard. Now it looks a little bit like a ball of wool or a little butterfly or something until we cut all these edges. Now if you find it easier, you can cut these edges before you take it off the cardboard. It's entirely up to you. It might be that yours is already falling off the cardboard. And then we can see the magic of a pom-pom. So just give it a little shake, and there is our pom-pom. Pretty cool. So what you can do is you can just tidy it up a little bit. There might be a few strands like this one here that are a little bit longer, so we can just trim those off, give it a little bit of a pom-pom haircut. There we go. Now I have got lots of pom-poms here that I have made in all sorts of funky colours, and different sizes. Here we go. So I could leave them all as individual pom-poms, and I could hang them up as they are because I've left all of them with a little bit on the end to be able to do that. But I could also turn them into a pom-pom gala. So to do that, I just need an extra piece of wool and a needle. Now, when I say needle, we're looking for a large needle. So I'm just going to grab mine from over here that I've kept safe. So this one's like a darning needle or a tapestry needle. And that's nice and thick and chunky. So I can't lose it, but also it's going to go through some of these bigger pom-poms that I've got. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use a plainer colour for my pom-pom garland. Right, so measure out how big or how long you want your garland, or depends how wild you've gone with all of your pom-pom making. And then you're just going to thread your needle. And then once you've threaded it, if I can thread mine, you are then just going to push that through the centre of your pom-pom. So you'll see it come out the other side. And then that is nice and securely on the other piece of string. So I'm going to push that all the way down near to the end, not off the end, because otherwise you'll be threading them and then you'll be needing to thread them back on again. And then I'm going to take my next pom-pom. So that's a really big one. So I'm going to take a slightly smaller one this time. And you can mix them up. You can do them all the same colours. You can do whatever you like, really. Whatever you've got laying around. And the good thing about this is if you've got lots of little bits of wool left, you could tie them all together and make a really funky, multicoloured pom-pom. So this is a nice small one. So I'm going to pop this one on here. So just try and find that centre. If it doesn't work, just move your needle around. There we go. And then just keep threading until all your pom-poms that you want are all threaded together and on your pom-pom garland. So look at that. And then you can decorate your tree, you can decorate your house, go round to your friends and decorate their houses and cover them all with pom-poms. And if you've got loads that you've made, you could even thread them together nice and tightly. So let's push these really closely together. And then if you had lots of them joined together, you could make them into a pom-pom wreath. So if I just show you that, there you go. You can turn them into a bit of a pom-pom wreath, and you could hang that up somewhere with all of your odd parts of wool. Off you go pom-pom crazy.